Hi, I'm Brent Peterson with Peterson Smoker Pucks, and I just wanted to say thanks for visiting our website. If you have, we've had over 4,000 visitors in the last year, and we've been on the shelves for about a year now with our product. A lot of people have asked us how we do our smoked fish and how we do certain recipes that we hand out at shows and things, so today I'm going to show you how we do our smoked fish that we hand out. It's a pretty super easy way to do fish. This is a steelhead here, and it works on salmon as well. So what we're going to want to do is first you're going to want to cut the fillets into small chunks about 1.5 to 2 inches wide, and then I like to leave the tail pieces like this here. It's a dry cure, and it's very simple, and what it is it's just 4 parts brown sugar and 1 part salt. So we just get a mixing bowl, we put in the brown sugar, that's 4 cups, it's right here 32 ounces, so that's 4 cups. And then a cup of the kosher salt right here, and we just mix that together. And this fish, just so you know, was caught, not bought, so we thought that was a good thing. And anyway, we're going to have a little fun here tonight and tomorrow when we get to eat it. So anyway, once you get that all mixed in, you're going to create a little bit of a mess. Maybe you want to use a little bit bigger bowl. But we'll get that all mixed in. And then we're going to take that 5-gallon bucket and we're going to put a little layer of this salt and sugar mix right on the bottom to get it started. And you can use a light brown sugar or a dark brown sugar, whatever your preference is. This here's a light brown sugar. Some people like the dark brown for the color it gets. So we'll get a nice little base in the bottom. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start skin side down. And we're going to just go flesh to flesh and skin to skin all the way up. And we're going to want to make sure we cover it pretty nicely with the brown sugar and salt mixture. And if you've got more fish than this is probably about, I'd say, 8 to 10 pounds. If you've got more fish than this, you might want to double the recipe or do 1.5 times the recipe. But this should be good for what we've got here. Now we're just going to go skin to skin again, or excuse me, flesh to flesh, this layer. One more in there. And then we're going to do another layer of the brown sugar and salt. Okay, now this layer we're doing the skin to skin. Some people like to throw some garlic in there with the salt and sugar. Some people use apple juice or various other things, but I like to keep it simple and easy to remember, which is just the brown sugar and salt. Some people also just use regular sugar, white sugar. But I've done this and found that it's super easy and tastes great. Never had any complaints, so hopefully you won't either if you try this as well. Okay, now we just got one more layer. And I'll just get the rest of that on there. Okay, so now that we've got that dry cure all over the fish, that's going to want to sit in there for about 6 to 8 hours. If you want to do longer, you can do a little longer. You can kind of play around with that, but 6 to 8 hours should work. And I will see you in about 6 or 8 hours, and I'll continue telling you how we smoke fish. Okay, we're back. It's been 6 hours, and the fish is all dry cured. Just pulled it out of the fridge. This is what it should look like. Now the next step is to rinse the fish off and then let it dry. So that's pretty simple. You just want to get the sugar and salt off the fish. And then I'm going to set it right on the rack here and let it dry at room temperature for 2 to 4 hours. And you don't want to scrub the fish too much, just kind of rinse it off lightly It should feel a little firm. And you'll just keep doing that until you've got all the fish rinsed off and on your rack, and you're just going to let it dry for 2 to 4 hours, and then it's ready to go in the smoker. So I will see you in a couple more hours. Okay, so now the fish is dried for 2 to 4 hours. This I let dry for 3. It doesn't really make much of a difference just as long as it's dried. Okay, so your smoker should have a little water pan. I put water in it, but feel free to experiment. You can use apple juice, pineapple juice, orange juice, Captain Morgan's, Jack Daniels, maybe beer, whatever you want to do. But feel free to play around with that. So that's going to go in my smoker, which I've had preheated for about 15 minutes. And now I'm just going to put my fish in the smoker here. Okay, now we're going to use 4 Peterson smoker pucks. This is where it gets really easy. A lot of times in the past people have had to refill their chip pan. This makes it so you don't have to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our chip pan and we're going to do 2 stacks of 2 in the chip pan, like this here. And that'll last about 2.5 hours, at which time you want to check your fish. It could be done by then. These tend to speed up the cooking process a little bit. Peterson smoker pucks are available in alder, maple, and cherry. I prefer alder with fish. Maple's really great with pork and that sort of thing, and cherry's good with meat, and some people actually like that with fish too. So feel free to experiment with that as well. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes. I'll show you what the smoker should look like and how much smoke's going to be coming out in about 15 minutes. Okay, so we're 15 minutes in now. It's 65 degrees outside. And when you're smoking fish, you want to make sure to keep it in the shade so your temperature stays consistent. Another thing is the Peterson smoker pucks. If you're looking for alder, which is my favorite for fish, you'll know it's alder if it doesn't have a white sticker. Our other flavors have a white sticker that indicate the flavor, and the alder has a small red stamp. It's sometimes a little difficult to see, but you'll know that if it's alder if it doesn't have a sticker. So come on over here and we'll get a look at how smoky it is here at about 15 minutes. You can see the smoke's coming out the top and out the bottom and kind of curling out under the sides. And it will remain about this smoky for about an hour, hour and a half. And at that point I'll come back out here and I'll show you what the pucks look like and show you what the fish looks like and kind of see where we're at. Okay, so now we're an hour and a half in, and I'll show you what the fish looks like at this point and how the pucks are. Still got some smoke coming out. Okay, so we're an hour and a half in, and it looks like the fish needs a little more time in there, but it's making some good progress. Okay, and here's how the pucks look. So there's still quite a bit left of them, and they'll continue to smoke down until there's just a little bit of pile of ash. And if the fish is done and there's still pucks left, that's fine, but just keep your eye on it. I'm going to check it again in about an hour, hour and a half, so that'll be about 2.5 or 3 hours in. Okay, so it's been a little over 3 hours. I'm going to check the fish. That should be done by now. Yeah, pretty good. It's got a nice red tint to it. Looks like it's flaking, so that means it's done. This is going to be moist. I kind of like my fish moist. Some of these thinner ones will be a little firmer on top. And I'm going to package them up in some plastic bags and put them in the fridge and enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for visiting PetersonPucks.com, and I hope you enjoy Peterson Smoker Pucks. I'm Brent Peterson. Thank you.